guys. Friday the 13th, 2023, and we got some new little ones in our house today. Mama put some plastic down under there. She kind of wound up on the couch, but Friday the 13th, so we named them already, and we got our nice little mama there. Yeah, she's such a good girl. Well, we named them Jason and Michael. Of course, that black one, I named him Musket. I don't know why. It just sort of came out that way. And then we got Daisy underneath on the bottom. She's a tan one. And then I named that last little brown one, I named him Puke, because he came out, instead of latching onto a nipple, he was eating on a blood clot. So either Puke or Ralph, I'm not sure yet, but we got our little babies. It took her about 2.5 hours. She came up in the bedroom last night, which is really unusual, but I knew something was up. She doesn't ever come upstairs, ever, unless she's got to pee, and then you let her out and she'll run do her business and come back in. But she was whining a little bit, so we got her down here. Mom put some plastic down, tried to make her a box, but she wouldn't get in it. And now she's letting them eat. She cleaned them up real good. She's a good mama. Yeah. That little baby girl's such a good mama, huh? Yeah, you're my little baby. But there they are. We got 5 of them. I don't think there's any more. She's pretty much empty. But like I say, it was 2.5 hours to have them. She didn't seem to have too much discomfort just on the one of them. But she went right to it, cleaned them up, and she was napping in between. I know that's got to be tiring for our little shaky, but we got some nice ones. We'll do our best to take care of them until they're on their way. But we got another one of these kind of days, guys. This is, gloomy. It was chilly. Maddie and I went for a nice big walk last night, and it was kind of chilly, so we took a real fast walk, as fast as we could go. And Doc was trying to help me on the phone. I had something that on this new phone I have. I don't know if you guys run into it. Doc's going to help me when I give him a call later. My other phone, when you played Netflix, you could slide the little brightness up if you needed to. It was always bright. I didn't need to, but it would work. And now on this phone, the brightness, everything else, if I slide the brightness while the Netflix is on, it says it's being controlled by the app, and that it can't turn it up. It's so dim, you have to have the lights out in order to see anything on Netflix. So and it's just this phone, because I grabbed the other phone. We just take the other one upstairs, and it works good. But this one, something in the settings, I haven't found it yet. Doc had sent me some little things to read on the internet about it. None of that stuff. I had done all that. None of that works. So something in the settings, somewhere deep in the phone. We did get a real good, better security system. It's one that I bought from the Play Store, and we've got a cleaner and AV, whatever the heck it is. And so we're trying to do the best on the phone. I actually got some emails that came, and when I went to open them, it said, don't, because they detected something in it, so I just kicked them out. So that's the way it goes. But my little sweetie's down today. She passed her test yesterday, so she's down at the basically what you guys would call the DMV. She's going to get her learner's permit, and I believe Monday she starts her driver's training. She opted for the stick. In this country, guys, it's really weird. If you train for the automatic, from what I'm understanding, you can only drive automatic. I don't think they'd ever check it, but that's what they're saying down there. But if you get the stick, you can drive them both. So she wants to do the stick, and I hope that works out. I tried for quite a while to get her to do a stick, and it just wasn't working out. I hope these guys can get her whipped up and trained for that. And we'll see what happens with that. But if she doesn't pass that one, then we'll just get her the automatic one. I want her to drive. We can get her an automatic car here, and I want her to drive, and she just needs that. So when we finally get out of this hole here, this morning again. Get up, need to take a shower. No water again. Nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing upstairs. A little bit out of the sink. So, here we are again. And this stuff, it gets a little bit old to me. I remember that movie called The Money Pit. And that's basically what we got. We got a brand new money pit. With the broken windows and the leaks and all this stuff. I know you guys hear me talking about this, but don't fall into the trap I did, guys. Get everything in writing if you're going to do a house. The COVID messed up, or I'd have been here every day. I wanted to move across the road. They had a place for rent right across the road with parking, and we'd had a nice little second floor apartment. We would have been just fine. I could have walked over here. I could have walked over here every day and checked on the progress of the building. And with the COVID, that locked it up. And there looked like they're going to try this baloney again. I had to go to the bank to make a payment the other day. I hadn't been inside my bank for years. Basically since I opened the account. I just used the cash machine outside. And it was a big fuss about having to have a mask on. They go above and beyond here on all this kind of baloney. So you weren't getting in there without a mask. No, they're not going to open up the door. So I had to go hustle around and try to find one because, we don't carry them anymore. The president said you don't need them no more, but these guys, no, we're gonna push this to the nth degree. And it's just ridiculous. I still see a lot of people wearing them. When I was at the mall the other day, there's still about same as before. About 50% of the people are still wearing this baloney. And I had put a bunch of stuff out on the Facebook about the dangers of these things. I had a buddy years ago. He was a surgical nurse. That's what he wanted to be. The guy who hands the stuff over, and those are pretty long. Well, he was going into very, very low blood oxygen because you're not exerting yourself or anything. You're just basically standing there for hours and hours. And he passed out, and they checked his blood oxygen and all that. So he had to give up that profession because of the mask. Plus, he always had like a real nasty, stuff. He was a light-skinned fellow, very, very light-skinned. Not an albino, but very light-skinned, blonde hair, blue eyes. And he got a real bad, like a goatee of funk growing on his face from that. And so I really don't think they're going to do anything. I put something out. Morning. I put something out on Facebook the other day, and it showed the size of the particles and what these things stop. And look, judge for yourself. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do. I mean, if you want one, knock yourself out is what I say. But I'd rather they just leave all this alone. But it seems like there's going to be a push on it again for this baloney. So, but we do have lots of we got lots of really nice peppers growing. My sweetie's got these growing. We had some in our food last night. Got some pretty flowers. Our little Christmas tree is growing real good. We love this awning, guys. I like the fact that I can walk through here without, I can go underneath the clothes. As you can see, it's pretty good up above my head. So, that's working out really well. And the price on it was, you couldn't get that done anywhere else for this price. They did a good job of anchoring it. We had that windstorm a while back, and it held up no problem. So they anchored it in real good, in the sides over here. And the gutter's working good. I only saw one downspout. I personally think they shouldn't have done this downspout here. They should have put it over on this other side, but we weren't here. We were out when they put this on, and that's the way it's drained. It's leveled down that way. So that's just what we got. It just seems backwards because it gets the thing all wet. I asked him if he would put something that would run it out towards the car there, but hasn't done it yet. And then of course he came in and he put us a nice piece of 1/2-inch EMT there, which is great. But then he came back with some leftover square stuff in the hangers. You gotta wedge the hangers on. I guess they won't blow off. I guess maybe it's a good thing. But I made my sweetie a little. She says, "Oh, I need one of those things so I can hang the clothes up there." So I made her one. I went in and got one of our cheap camping forks. I kept that old mop handle. Kept that old one, and then we just stuck a fork in it. And if somebody's bugging her while she's hanging close, you always give them a jab. So, but that's about what we got going for today. Don't forget to pray for each other, and just be good to each other. I mean, I'm watching this stuff on the news where these guys are sending all this war machines and new missiles and stuff just to blow people up. It's getting kind of old, but there's money in it. As long as there's money in it, they're going to keep doing it. So that's a real shame. So this is Rick Shaw out.